why I will never lease with US Bank, Ally Bank, or Cal Automotive. If you have a lease with one of these leasing companies, this video is for you. If you're looking for a lease, you might want to watch out for these leasing companies. That's just my personal opinion, and here's why. So what you need to first understand about leasing companies is Cal Automotive, US Bank, Ally Bank, they're standalone lenders, right? They're not attached to any manufacturer of a car. And on the other side of that are called the captive finance companies, which are, attached to a manufacturer of a car. So they usually share the same name, the captives do. So it's like Honda Financial, Toyota Financial, GM Finance, Mercedes Financial, you get the point, so on and so forth. So those captive finance companies have a dual purpose. Yes, they are a lending institution, and yes, they are out to make money lending and leasing. But they were created by the manufacturer to help support their dealers make money flow more easily and sell more inventory. So they're not just out to make their money on their loans and their leases. They really want to get more people to their dealers, help their dealers stay in business, and, just help more inventory be sold. And, it's a win-win for them. So those captive finance companies do things to help their dealerships, right? So whenever you have a lease that's with a captive, you can typically trade it or sell it back to the dealership at the end of the lease. Some of them have what's called a third-party sale restriction, which means they restrict you from going to another brand. But even in those situations, you can still sell it back or trade it back to any dealer of the same brand. So you still have the power to sell or trade it. Now, on the other hand, those standalone banks like Ally, US Bank, and Cal Automotive, they don't let you do that. They have 3 different payoff quotes for you at the end of your lease. They have a customer payoff if you want to buy it. They have a loyal dealer payoff, which is if the loyal dealer means they put you back in a lease contract with that same bank. So you go and get another Ally Bank lease, or another US Bank lease. And then there's a non-loyal dealer payoff where you trade it in and you don't stay with them. So there's 3 different levels, right? So the lowest is the customer. They raise it a little bit for the loyal dealer, but they still raise it, whereas the captives don't do that. And then they have the non-loyal dealer where they even raise it even more. So if your car has positive equity and you're with one of those standalone lenders that I mentioned, they just take your equity back. Now, to be honest, that really kind of makes sense, right? It's not your car. You don't own it. It's their car, their asset. So technically the equity's theirs, but why would you go with them if there's another option, right? If you use the captives, they may not be trying to help you take the equity, but they're really just trying to help the dealerships get you back in, let the dealerships get back that high value inventory, used car inventory, so they can resell it and make money on their used car lot. And the goal of the captives is to keep the dealers in business. The goals of the standalone is to keep themselves in business, and they could care less about the dealership. So for that reason, because they raise the price of your payoff and they have 3 different levels. And here's another thing we found out recently with a client calling Ally Bank. They won't even tell you what those payoffs are. All they'll give you is the customer payoff. And when you try to say, okay, well, what's my dealer payoff, my loyal dealer payoff, and then what's my non-loyal dealer payoff, they won't tell you. They tell you have to go back to the dealer. And that's exactly what we don't want to do. We don't want to be getting our information from the dealer because we don't trust the dealer. Like, we need to get our own numbers from the leasing company. We need to run our own equity evaluation. We need to know how much equity, how much our car is actually worth ourselves. So when we go to deal with the dealership, we have the knowledge to negotiate successfully. If you're getting all your information from the dealer through the dealer, then you have to trust the dealer. And I'll be honest with you, I don't trust car dealers. I want to do it myself. So guys, if you're out for a lease, I recommend you stay with captive finance companies. Payment might be a few bucks higher, but you have a lot more freedom at the end of the lease. So if that resonated with you and you need my help finding your next lease, my name is Adam the Lease Guy. I'm here to help. Book your call with me today. Please like, subscribe, come back for more.